Fans are picking up on lots of hidden details about what's going on with Roman Reigns, so we'll see what that's about. We'll also check out what's new for Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, and more. Starting things off with a little hidden twist that fans caught on during the recent contract signing for Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. We previously discussed here on WrestlingWorldCC the big standout moment from this segment, and that was the fact that CM Punk did not view the WrestleMania main event as his favor, and how it was something else completely different. But there was another moment that happened here that was pretty interesting and is very well worth mentioning. After revealing to CM Punk that he will be headlining his first ever WrestleMania, Roman Reigns asked Punk to acknowledge him and show his gratitude. And right as Roman was requesting this from CM Punk, if you pay attention to Paul Heyman's gestures and facial expressions, Heyman is clearly shaking his head towards Punk and telling him not to do it. What Paul Heyman was shaking his head at and saying no to is a bit unclear though. Was Paul Heyman shaking his head and telling CM Punk to not get physical and not get aggressive with Roman Reigns, and meant that in that sort of context? Or did Paul Heyman just flat out mean for CM Punk not to acknowledge Roman Reigns at all? That's why it was a little bit of a mystery and ambiguous moment from Paul Heyman, because we see him saying no to CM Punk as Roman is requesting to be acknowledged. But it's unclear what exactly was the meaning and context of Heyman saying no. Is Paul Heyman secretly plotting against Roman Reigns, while literally standing right beside him? In years past, if Roman Reigns requested to be acknowledged, Paul Heyman was right there motivating you and giving you every detail and reason for why you should acknowledge Roman. But here Roman asks for Punk to acknowledge him, and Heyman has his eyes wide open, shaking his head, and he's saying no. It's definitely a big change in Heyman's demeanor that's worth noticing and pointing out. Obviously, this is the most conflicted Paul Heyman has been about a Roman Reigns opponent, probably ever since Brock Lesnar. Heyman had a deep friendship and bond with Brock Lesnar that did cause a few bumps on the road during Roman versus Brock. And now we see a similar situation developing here. Paul Heyman is still by Roman's side, but he also has to keep a deep, active bond with Punk going on simultaneously as well. We even see that on full display here in the contract signing, where Heyman drops to his knees and kisses Punk's head when delivering him the big news about headlining WrestleMania. So it's clear that Paul Heyman has a deep bond with Roman Reigns and CM Punk. What's weird, and it's something we mentioned in the previous story breakdowns, is that we haven't seen much interactions directly between Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman is signing for Roman Reigns, delivering great news directly to CM Punk and kissing his forehead, but Heyman has been a little distant from Seth Rollins. And the big fan theory for Rollins and Heyman not interacting much is because those are the two ones that are actually on the same page and quietly are plotting something big together that will be revealed at WrestleMania. Rock and Triple H's slogan is to pretty much expect the unexpected. So we see Paul Heyman is close with Roman Reigns. We see he's close with CM Punk. But we don't see any sort of close relationship or connection between Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Could that be setting up the big twist that Paul Heyman truly will leave Roman's side at WrestleMania 41 to join Seth Rollins? The more they continue to shine light on Heyman's relationship with Roman and Punk, the more this Seth Rollins and Heyman theory continues to seem more likely. Things are just too quiet between Heyman and Rollins, and it just really makes you wonder about what could possibly be going on there, and why are they so quiet? Do they not want to tip Roman and Punk off about their plan, so they're avoiding each other completely? It's weird, and it's suspicious. You also had the post-Smackdown moment, where Roman and Seth are arguing with each other and exchanging words, and Heyman can be seen in the back just face-palming and looking stressed. So it looks like Heyman is most definitely up to something, and maybe he does not want his cover to be blown too early. Some fans are saying that all appears to be well between Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. So where is all this betrayal talk coming from? Well, yes, on the outside looking in, Paul Heyman is standing by Roman's side, putting the microphone in his hands, signing for him. But you can't help but feel like some dynamics have shifted in Heyman and Roman's relationship since Roman returned in 2024. It may look the same, but something's just off between the both of them. Roman abandoned Heyman for months and did not care what happened to Heyman at the hands of the new bloodline. Roman did not call to check up on Heyman at all or anything like that. And even since reuniting, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman have never actually discussed why Roman abandoned him for most of 2024. There was no conversation, no apology, no explanation, just nothing at all. Heyman and Roman just skipped over their issues and acted like nothing happened after WrestleMania 40. Even look at how Roman Reigns still has not gotten a rematch for the WWE title. WWE is a bit inconsistent when it comes to champion rematches. Some former champions get a rematch, while others don't. But still, you would assume that someone that held the title for 4 years is automatically owed some type of rematch clause, but it hasn't happened. And you do gotta wonder why Paul Heyman hasn't pushed Nick Aldis' character to give Roman Reigns the title match. The old Paul Heyman would have been harassing Nick Aldis until he gave Roman the rematch, but Heyman hasn't done that at all, making you wonder if Paul Heyman is quietly sick of dealing with Roman Reigns and doesn't want to help him get any more opportunities. Even with the WrestleMania 41 Night 1 main event, maybe Heyman pulls strings to make it happen more for CM Punk's sake, or even Seth's sake, not so much for Roman's sake. So it is very intriguing, definitely seems like they're building up to some big Paul Heyman twist. And you have to ask yourself if WrestleMania 41 is the final time we see Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman walk down the ramp together before a big betrayal takes place. Let's get into another major teaser for Jade Cargill's future plans. Jade Cargill is currently in the middle of a very deep and intense feud with Naomi that's only getting started. But WWE is wasting no time at all when it comes to teasing the absolute massive plans that's in line for Jade Cargill. After chasing Naomi out of the arena on SmackDown, Jade Cargill was walking up the ramp as Charlotte Flair was making her entrance to the ring. The two of them exchanged some deep glances and stares at each other before continuing to go their separate ways, which is a really big indicator that Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair is happening in the near future, and it's going to be a big program for SmackDown. It's also not the first time WWE has teased this specific matchup. Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair first met each other backstage on camera during a 2023 SmackDown segment. So they're coming right back to it and teasing it again, which will be another big upcoming showdown of some of the best athletes SmackDown has to offer. Not only that, but with Charlotte Flair having this title match at WrestleMania, if Charlotte walks out as champion, it's possible that Charlotte versus Jade could be with the WWE Women's title being on the line. That is possible. Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair would end up going on Twitter to further tease their future showdown with each other. So it seems like WWE is really pushing it out there that Charlotte and Jade will cross paths very soon. So fans are looking forward to that matchup a lot. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.